Hey folks, Captain Jim coming to you with another two-wheel video. We're a little different this time. We're not in the tropical tip of Texas. We're out in the desert southwest in the Phoenix area. And you may notice there's a change in conveyance here. While we've been out here, I managed to pick up a Honda CTX700. And I'll talk a little bit about the bike and give you some of my impressions. Right now I'm departing the RV park where we're staying. It's close to our daughter. It's why we stay at this particular park. Not my favorite place, as you'll be able to see. For how long it takes to get out of the park, they have relegated us to the back of the park because we have a cargo trailer, and everybody knows how bad that is. It's a decent resort. It's RVs and resort homes that are park homes and modulars, and it's kind of an even mix of both of those. And now on to the part with the bike. The Honda CTX is a 700cc. It's actually a little less than that, but Honda rounds up to call it a 700cc parallel twin, and the cylinders are canted forward quite a bit, so it keeps the weight of the bike down low. And it has an uneven firing, so you get a little character with this particular engine. It pulls very nicely. I've been real happy with the performance of it. I've spent a lot of years not being as fast as Joan because her scooters, if we had the same, well, she weighs less than I do, so it would always outperform mine. And when she got the X-Max and I've had the Vespa, well, the X-Max has more horsepower. But in this particular circumstance, it's about 40% more weight than the Vespa, with more than double the horsepower. So the horsepower to weight ratio is significantly better, and it moves right along. I've been actually very impressed with it. Now, this particular model has the DCT, which is Honda's dual clutch transmission. And a lot of people think that means it's an automatic motorcycle, and it is that, but it's a lot more than just that. It has a couple of different riding modes, one of which is the drive mode. They probably should call it economy mode. And it's where you're going to get your best fuel mileage. And the bike does the best to keep the RPMs as low as possible, so it shifts up pretty quickly. Literally by the time you're at about 40 miles an hour, it's working itself up to 6th gear already. Click the thing into sport mode and it will ride more like the way most people handle a motorcycle. The difference is this one has no clutch lever and it has no shift lever. The dual clutch transmission is essentially always in 2 gears. It's the same technology that Formula One race cars and some high-end sports cars that have paddle shifters use the same type of transmission. And while you're in 1st, 3rd, or 5th gear, the transmission is ready to go with 2nd, 4th, and 6th gear. So it's essentially running 2 gears at the same time and using that dual clutch technology to give you an instantaneous shift. This thing will shift faster than any human can do. It never misses a shift. It never misses neutral. It does a spectacular job. Now there's a manual mode on it, one little click up on the handlebars, and you have full control over when the shifts will occur. The bike will downshift automatically for you as you slow down or come to a stop, like right here, coming down into a stop sign or a stoplight. And then as you go to shift up, you have to press one of the paddle shifters to continually move it from gear to gear. I find that sport mode works really well for me most of the time. I've been very happy with that. And besides the performance factor of the bike, because it's relatively light at right around 500 pounds, the way they've made this thing with the way it's shifting. It gets impressive mileage for a motorcycle of this size and weight. My first 2 tanks on it, I've gotten 65 and 70 miles per gallon, which for a 700cc motorcycle to me has been very impressive. I've liked that a lot. It's also very comfortable. It's a feet forward riding position, and while that's not my absolute favorite, it's low, so it lets an old guy with a funky hip like I have, it allows me to be able to throw a leg over the motorcycle very easily and touch flat-footed with no issue. The forward riding position that I'm talking about is with your feet. The handlebars are a pullback type, so you're sitting in a somewhat upright position, maybe a little more lazy boy recliner-like. There are some people who have actually referred to this bike as the scooter of motorcycles, which I guess if you're a motorcycle rider, you should probably be somewhat offended by that. I find that it works somewhat similar to the scooters. Well, our scooters have a CVT transmission. Whoa, gonna swing around wild there. And so that's a continuously variable transmission, so you don't ever feel it shift from gear to gear. This bike, you feel each shift. When you go from first to second, there's a satisfying little clunk, but you don't get the jerk that you get with most motorcycles. If you're riding 2 up, you aren't going to be banging helmets with each other. And I've been very, very impressed with the technology on this transmission. Now, Honda only made this bike from 2014 to 2018, so it's no longer a current model. I happened to find one that was in pristine condition, less than 2,000 miles on it, and it came with a lot of nice accessories. It has both the original equipment seat and a very nice Corbin seat. It's got the GV mid-height windshield, a GV top case, trunk, and I've got a set of Kuryakin floorboards. The floorboards are in, but the splines to mount them up are going to take another week or so to arrive. So I will be putting those on. And lo and behold, out on our ride today, from the slow-moving speeds in the RV park out to Interstate 10, 303, to where we're doing up to 75 miles an hour very comfortably. And now we're back home again. So hope you enjoyed riding along with us. And thanks for viewing again today. We'll see you on the next video.